I love that intro every time I play it. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is me, Calvin here. Hope you are all well. You are watching the business show by Quack TV, because why watch crap TV where you can watch Quack TV? I love saying that. I've not said it in ages. If you are watching live, please jump in the comments and say good morning to me. And if you are watching on replay, please put hashtag replay. So I'd like to know who stalks me. It's the best way I could put it. And remember, you can catch every replay on our YouTube channel from season 1 and 2. We are into season 3, and I will be uploading all of season 3 very, very shortly to YouTube. But right now, I'm live on my Facebook page, my open Facebook group. So if you are watching on different platforms and you're not in there, go and get in that. I believe the link's in the description. And I'm also live on my LinkedIn. And LinkedIn's been shit hot for me recently. Like, I love LinkedIn. It's one of my primary places, but it's been absolutely shit hot recently. So hopefully new people are getting this, because the LinkedIn algorithm is like a hidden secret. So yeah, if you do want to jump on and say good morning, I would really, really appreciate it. It's going to be a really good week this week. Before I say that, good morning, Anne-Marie Foster. Hope you are well, my lovely. Anne-Marie is a fabulous lady who I met, well, pre-COVID a few years ago, and she was helping run a local food bank. Amazing lady, absolutely amazing. She's literally done every job and every role you can imagine, to the point, I'm going to get this wrong, Anne-Marie, but like running the paramedic department of the whole of City of London. Like, she's top tier. So yeah, it's going to be a good week this week. This morning we've got the fabulous James Gayle on the show, who I'll be bringing on very, very shortly, where we're going to talk about social media, but in particular TikTok. And this is one of the things that I know I get asked on the regular, mainly probably because of my age, but you know, about TikTok. What's the benefits? What's the cons? Is it great? Is it not? And then also this week on Thursday, we've got the fabulous Jackie Goddard as well. An amazing, amazing lady. So it's going to be really fun. Good morning, Elsie Moore. Hope you are well, my lovely. And to anyone watching as well, if you'd like to get on the show, the link is in the description once again for you to book on, so you can come on as a guest and talk to myself. And the best bit about doing this, and I say this every show as well, is the guest chooses the topic of conversation. I don't choose it. The guest does. And it's going to be really cool. And I've found some really interesting facts about James that I'm really looking forward to diving into as well. However, with no further ado, shall I bring the man on himself? Morning, James.
Well, good morning, good sir. How are you?
I'm very well, sir. How are you?
Can't complain. I'm sat on a live show.
I love this bit because everyone knows I've already said hello to you, but we still do it. You know, I do this with everyone. It's like morning, you know, the magic of show business. It's
got to run it back, ITV style.
James, before we crack on, sir, can you just tell us who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name's James Gayle. I run a business called Shogun Social. We've been kicking for about 1 year and 6 months now, actually. And we help businesses post like creators in short term. So the essence of it is many businesses often find it hard to connect with their actual audience and often don't think of them as audience. They think of them too much as customers. And that's where the disconnect comes in. You can't sell to people unless you have them trust you and build a connection with them. And post-pandemic / ongoing pandemic, however we want to see it, we can't avoid having to earn an audience anymore. So that's what we help businesses do. And we help them break into specialist areas like TikTok, podcasting, the whole shebang. So end to end, we help you post like a creator.
I love that. And you know what? You touched on one of the things, like several things there, which is why I was really looking forward to you coming on the show. One of the biggest things at the moment, every Tom, Dick and Harry says they can do social media. And I'm like, right, every Tom, Dick and Harry can do social media. Yep. You know, every Tom, Dick or Harry can. But not everyone is, you know, social media marketing agencies or anything along them lines. One of my biggest influences, I have 3. Followed him for years. Amazing guy called Iman Gadzi. And you know, he started social media marketing agencies. And to my knowledge, he was one of the faces of it at one point when it became quite big, you know. All
YouTube, anything to do with it, he's there.
Yeah, literally anything to do with it. I take it, we spoke about this. You've heard of E-Man, haven't you? Yeah, literally anything to do with it, he's on it. He's shit hot with it. But so what got you into it? Other than, you know, our generation is social media and things like that. But what got you into doing social media as a business?
Weirdly enough, wasn't a big personal poster, so it wasn't that element. So, you know, I worked in about marketing for about 3-4 years before I started Shogun anyway, and I've worked both client side and agency side, and I've worked with brands like B&Q, HSBC, Samsung, EE, stuff like that. So it was from a more traditional backdrop. But no matter if I was agency or client side, every step of the way, I'm seeing brands big and small, so I work with small and medium sized businesses as well, for some reason they're all not taking social seriously, like the free organic stuff, and then proceed to open their phone and interact with creators who are posting completely for free and probably making more revenue than that business. And it always kind of bugged me a bit. I was like, these dots aren't connecting here. We have businesses with degrees, masters, PhDs, resources, money, all this stuff here, and yet we aren't taking full advantage of it. And yes, there are definitely a few standout competitors in the space. I mean, I look to Foot Asylum to be one of my favorite examples of brands that are really doing it correctly. But at no point are they taking the organic seriously, and then they are forced to keep paying for performance marketing to actually make a connection, make sales, and everything else like that. We have to go through the process of earning our audience and building a real connection with them, because when an influencer goes, I just dropped a new line of merch, it sells out straight away because they've already built that audience, they've worked for it. And the fact that businesses think they can buy someone else's audience in the form of influencers doesn't always work out, especially for a one-off. That's why those who are successful with it are those that do long-term partnerships, like the likes of Squarespace, NordVPN, and stuff like that. So this can't be a flash in the pan. All businesses now have to take a step back, look at their channels, evaluate how they communicate, and earn their audience, and just build trust with people, and just post like a human being, and really take a step back to simplify their social strategy. And that, for me, was the gap that I saw, that there's no specialist agency that wholly focus on organic only. So we don't play with ads, we don't play with anything else. We just help you make regular content on a regular basis to make that connection over a long period of time.
You're really right. And, one of the things, I've had a couple of clients wanting to touch into influencer marketing, and a very, very good contact of mine, she's actually been on the show, runs an influencer like agency. She has lots of them under her umbrella. And we was talking about this off camera because she wasn't on the show for that. She has another business that she was on for. And she said people use influencer marketing so wrong. She was like, they use it. They believe that sending them a box of shit, and they go, please keep sticks on your Facebook. Here's a couple of grand. This person's going to do it, but there's no meaning behind it. It's just a random box of shit to an influencer. There's a local influencer to myself. Not going to say his name or anything. He's one of the very few. He's got about 60,000 Instagram followers, so on and so on. Organically, he has done it organically. He doesn't do ads, but yet he's invested in 3 different businesses. And he's got 3 different businesses alongside being an influencer, and he refuses to do ads because he's like, that's not how I want to do it. And his businesses are shit hot because of how he's done it once again organically, and it's really, really interesting. So, for me, I said just on the beginning of this that my LinkedIn at the minute's absolutely blown up, and I don't know if you agree with me. I do feel like have one platform, do that platform well, and mine is LinkedIn. My LinkedIn platform is really, really well. I'm really, really busy. So it's really good on that aspect. But obviously, for a lot of people at the moment, it's TikTok. How elaborate a bit more? Because obviously, why is TikTok? Why should it be everyone's number one priority?
It gives you organic reach. That's the long and short of it. There are platforms that want to push you into paying for advertising, aka the Meta suite. And anyone's ever seen my videos before, they know I'm not exactly the biggest Meta fan. But there are platforms like LinkedIn, like Pinterest, and like TikTok that you can make good content for people, and it will reach people still. Not the golden age that you would have been if we all jumped on TikTok a year or 2 ago. We've still very much missed out on a boat there. Even us as a business, we only have about 100 followers on there. There's still so much potential that we've missed out on because we waited too long. But it's one of the places where you can get organic reach, and we shouldn't have to keep fighting the tide and having to force to pay the Facebook ad gods for no reason, because it's not earning anyone a following. I mean, if you look to giant brands, so Samsung, I think, I'm not sure if it's Samsung UK or their overall Facebook page has like something ridiculous, like 2.3 million followers. Their engagement rate is like 0.000.1. They'll get 1 or 2 likes on a post and they have millions of followers. It's beyond ridiculous at this point how useless it's become as a channel. And Facebook groups are where the value of Facebook is right now for me, because it's in that personal interaction. But you have to go into those groups and manually earn people's trust to come out unless you have ad money to spend. So if you don't want to be forced to use it, vertical video and full screen experiences to communicate with your audience is what's going to get you reach across all platforms. Because not a lot of people know that now, I think as of this week or last week, Facebook now have Reels, and I'm hoping that actually might bring you some organic reach on there.
Yeah.
So if you don't have vertical video now, you're kind of up the creek. Pinterest have a watch tab. Instagram have Reels. TikTok already had it already, and YouTube has Shorts. Those are basically the only ones that don't have it are Twitter and whatever else one I'm forgetting, LinkedIn, and literally that's it. So if you don't have vertical video in your social media plan format, or you're not communicating with the audience on a personal level, holding up your phone and just talking to them, you're missing a trick. And it's going to really hurt your brand if you can't communicate in the way that people want to be communicated to.
You're completely right. One of the things I noticed about September, October time was this. That I did them from December 2020. I did these from roughly November, December of 2020 over Christmas, and people asked me to carry them on into the new year because they really enjoyed the show. Everyone was working from home, so I used to do it at 9:30 in the morning. It was great for them. The kids had got doing the work and the watch this while they started. And I got really slack on it because as soon as the world reopened, people were out and about. So I was kind of struggling for guests, if I'm really honest. But that's because I didn't really look at what this was. I was just doing it. And I really noticed my organic marketing for social media just plummeted. And it's because video content for me, because I like to personally believe, and I have been told, my personality within business is what sells what I do.
Yes, indeed.
And the main way I can portray that is video content. It's the main way I can portray it. And you're completely right. And to the point now, I've even got like a early access Telegram group, and I do live videos into that, for example. It's just literally picking up my phone. If I've got something that I'm about to drop or something about to go on, just do a quick video into that. And I see my inbox blow up by people that are in it wanting to know more. It's really, really cool doing little video content things like that. And you are completely right. TikTok is amazing. And I've met quite a lot of businesses through it as well, startups and things like that, because especially through the last 2 years, the amount of people that have started businesses and blown up because of TikTok, I think is absolutely awesome. But do you think, with you obviously working towards organic, the kind of be-all question that I do ask a lot of startups that solely rely on social media, that if they don't have this organic growth, for example, this organic reach, all these organic leads, if social media vanishes overnight and they don't have the organic, they're fucked. Like, because they haven't got this organic reach.
Yeah, well, look at when the Meta suite went down for a few days. I think it was, I can't remember, it was like a few months ago, probably now. Facebook and Instagram went down. Business world must have gone haywire. I just thought it was quite funny. But diversification of your social platforms is really important, and having obviously a business model that works without it. But obviously, I don't ever see a world where there's not going to be any social, unless the internet power goes out, in which case we've all got much bigger issues. But it's just one of those things where it's always going to be a part of our society now, and we all have to find our communication styles. One of the things I get asked often is, okay, so you say we're missing out on X, Y, and Z. But how can we actually counteract that, and how can we do stuff? And video is not how everyone communicates. Like me and you, I think it's our default to default to video, right? Because I can't be bothered to write anything down, nor am I a good enough writer to do so. So I'm staying well away from blogs. I find it just kind of rolls off my tongue, and I have the privilege that happened. I've kind of built that skill at the time. But if you communicate better visually, then do it in the form of graphic design if you need to at the start. But just keep pumping out daily content so people can build trust around you, and do it in a way that flips your mindset from selfish to serving. That's probably the most important thing about how we do things. If you're just selling, no one gives a monkeys. No one cares.
You can swear, by the way. You are allowed to.
Oh, no one gives a shit. Absolutely no one. It is because it's almost like getting an email in your inbox that you don't remember subscribing to for sale. And you're like, how did this happen? How did you get in here? I don't want to see it. I'm gone, right? People have no attention span for it. But what you can do is take what your services are and transform them into something that is still valuable. So it needs to go through the holy trinity, I call it. It's education, inspiration, or entertainment. If it's not one of those three, no one wants it. And you can educate around your services, but in a way that's still valuable. So and the way I tend to do that, so hopefully we can see that because I have a terrible white balance on this camera, is content pockets. So content pockets, Monday to Friday. This is like really basic social media theory. What are we posting, right? And you can take, let's say if you're us, for instance, right? We do podcasting, TikTok content creation, social media management, YouTube video creation, and brand strategy, right? What we're going to do is just start off with, this is the most basic form of strategy you can do, start off with frequently asked questions in each one. and communicate that however we want. So all we need to do is make 4 in each pocket, and you have a month's worth of content ready to go that educates around everything you do that you can just get ahead on, right?
Yeah.
That is the easiest and best way to start when you're doing social media strategy that takes something that is completely still within your realm, and you can educate on that. And you can do that via TikTok. You can do that via Instagram, because now it's on every platform. You're going to need to make vertical video. There's no getting around it. So you might as well just go, here's the top tip I have when you create a brand strategy, or here's the top tip I have for when you need to start your own podcast. And it's that easy. Just hold up the phone and say something that's useful to people, and just make those in bulk. That tends to be another hard thing for people to do. You're running that social hamster wheel. Get off of it and get ahead, because that is one of the most important elements, and that's probably the easiest place to start in its most basic form.
You're completely right. You know, one of the things I say, once again, a lot of time with new clients or clients that are maybe not very strong on social media, they go, oh, we post loads, we don't get loads of engagement. One of the things I always refer to, and I think I did get this from Eman, was if you use Instagram in particular as a reference for this, it said everyone scrolls unconsciously. Everyone scrolls unconsciously.
Yep.
You need to create something that turns someone conscious. And that's the content that stands out. It doesn't matter if it's conscious content from four different people, but if it's a pile of shit, you're just going to scroll unconsciously. And, you know, that's why you look at Twitter, you know, all them different kind of things where people just scroll unconsciously. You need to create something that makes you turn conscious. And I was like, that is such like an obvious kind of way of looking at it, because I always say in business terms, on a bit of a tangent, when people are doing their business introduction or elevator pitch, however you want to call it, everyone always tells you who they are, what they do, and a call to action. No one ever tells me how they can help me. You know, no one ever goes, this isn't what I do, this is who I am, this is how I can help you, and this is my call to action. And that's the bit where, once again, in a business meeting, we turn conscious because we go, oh, actually, I want to hear looking for that, but we actually really, really struggle with that. And it's that kind of different form of marketing, but it's the exact same there. You've got to make people conscious. And it is one of the biggest things. But look, you've obviously, I get everyone to give me a bit of background info or something a bit different that not everyone knows. So one of the big ones for me, first of all, was congratulations on starting the biggest social agency in Southampton. Congratulations on doing that. I'll wait for your internet to catch up, honestly. Bloody internet these days, people. There we go. You're back now. And also, James was a massive basketball fan, I believe. Why was, and you're not anymore?
NBA League Pass is too expensive, and I have no time. That's the long and short of it. And the problem with liking American sports is you've got to stay up until dumb o'clock in the morning, which I can't do anymore. It was definitely, but plus I used to play more than I used to watch, so it was always a weird one for me. When it was on, we're like, oh, but you know, it was never something where I have to stay up until 4 a.m. to watch this regular season game, because there's no way I'm losing sleep over that.
I love it. How did you achieve becoming the biggest social agency in Southampton? How did you achieve that?
Oh, it was completely by accident. And I may be wrong on this, because I can't find another one, at least another one that's dedicated to organic social like we are. We're quite unique in that fact, even if you look towards like London and other places like that, because each and every one of them tend to also have a paid media function. And then if they don't, they go into more of a production agency or a creative agency. So there's these like 3 different categories. I'm trying to merge them all, so you can have your creative suite and the strategic suite, but you go out there and you have a paid media specialist, or you have your own sales and media function rolling already, because we're not the type of brand you come to when I need leads. You come to us when you're like a bigger corporate that is having trouble connecting with people, and you need to find a way to humanize yourself. That's where we specialize, really, because I have many a meeting I have to kind of turn away and go, look, you need to go to a traditional marketer, because you're not going to have the patience to sit for the next 6 months to a year and earn people. You need to already have a good sales function before you can even set foot on that journey, because otherwise it will just be a waste of investment for you. There's that. But I think it happened completely by accident, if I'm honest with you. We're a team of 5 going on 6 in March, and I've just looked around going, I can't really find any other social agencies around, because there are agencies that do social, but not ones that are dedicated to it. So I think it just complete happenstance, or it could be wrong. Please, anyone correct me if there is a bigger one, and then I'll set my sights on working with them a bit more.
I love it. So what's in the future then for the next 12 months, or to the end of the year for Shogun? Obviously, you've just said about bringing another team member in. What's for the end of the year? What you're looking for? What you're doing? What's happening?
So there's a couple of things in the works. Obviously, we've got a senior social media manager starting. He's great. He has some serious experience working with the likes of Braemont Watches and everything else like that, and working in TV productions and everything else like that. So really, really cool guy to have on the team. But for me, on the 28th of this month, we're actually acquiring some studio space right here in Barclays Eagle Labs in Southampton. So we now have that function as a more permanent aspect of what we do. So, you know, we can create regular YouTube content, podcast content without having to do it in lots of different areas here, there, and everywhere. So that for me is going to be really key. And what I want to do is turn it into an actual bookable service for people, because I've noticed in Southampton we don't have a particular podcast studio or area you can come and record YouTube videos. So I'd like to turn Shogun Studios into its own thing, where it's a bookable place where people can come and go, oh, okay, I just need a good place to film a podcast. It's already done, already lit, sorted, as well as having a YouTube function as well. So have a specific area dedicated for that and 2 areas of the studio. Obviously, I know there's specialists out there that do that kind of thing, but it's something where I think it needs to be more accessible for both businesses and creators. So I want it to be an easily hourly bookable. But I don't want to get shiny object syndrome and get distracted from what we're doing here, because we do very good work for some very, very big clients at the moment, and really evolving our relationships with the like of Southampton City Council, the 2025 Bid for Culture team, and Barclays Eagle Labs, who are some of our current clients.
Absolutely love that. You know, that's really, really cool. So honestly, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been absolutely amazing. It's great. And also a big thank you. You introduced me to the fabulous Sam from Advice as well.
Great guy.
So a little plug for Advice. Any coaches out there, go and check
Connor.
it out.
Shouts out to
And Connor. I haven't met Connor yet. I've only met Sam, but there is Sam and Connor. So yeah. But James, I'm going to kick you backstage, sir. Don't go anywhere. I'll have a quick chat with you. But I'll thank you so much for coming on. I'll speak to you soon.
No worries. Thank you.
Bye. Oh, I love meeting new guests. That's what I'm trying to do this time. I'm trying to bring new people on for everyone. And also, I didn't ignore you, Lucy. Good morning, Lucy. Good morning, Mr. Robert Lee. So that's it. That's it for today's show, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, if you haven't watched on replay, please put a hashtag replay. Please give it a share, give it a like. And if you go to my YouTube, please subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you tune in on Thursday at 9 a.m. where I've got the fabulous Jackie Goddard on the show. I'm really looking forward to that. Other than that, have a great day. Have a great week. And in the words of my nana, if you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, don't get caught.